Today I have the keys to a 2020 Mazda 3. Huge thanks to Benson, Fiat, and Alfa Romeo for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be in the description. This model here is finished off in machine gray metallic, and it has an asking price right around $22,500. Let's go ahead and start off today's review by going up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. This is paired to the 6-speed automatic transmission. It produces 186 horsepower around 6,000 RPM and 186 pound-feet of torque around 4,000 RPM. This is all-wheel drive. It weighs in around 3,200 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in around 8 seconds with a top speed of 131 miles an hour. And running off a 12.7 gallon fuel tank, you can expect to see around 25 miles per gallon in the city and 33 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 107.3 inches. Its overall length is 183.5. It has a width of 70.7 and a height of 56.9 inches. With all those specs out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walk-around. We're going to start up front here with the very large grille. I like the pattern that runs throughout the mesh. It has a really nice design to it, and it will provide a lot of cooling for the engine. You can see the Mazda badge right in the center, and then a very nice chrome trim piece surrounds the lower section of the grille. It also protrudes over to just underneath the headlight housings, and then in the headlight housings we have LED headlights and turn signals. You'll notice those are on the top section of the housing. Down below there's even more cutouts along with some piano black trim pieces. Very nice contoured lines on the lower section of the bumper as well, and then we have a line coming down both sides of the hood to finish it up. So it has a really nice front profile design to it. And then that leads us on to the side profile now. This has 18-inch wheels with a 10-spoke design to it. This also has body-colored side mirrors and feature the integrated turn signal. You can see this has chrome trim around the windows to match the front nicely. There's a really nice line that runs from just above the front tire to the front door handle there and then kind of tapers off. And then we have another line that starts and runs to the taillights. So overall it has a really nice side-looking profile for a sedan. And then that leads us on to the rear end of the vehicle, where this has LED taillights, a backup camera, very nice lines run throughout the rear section of the vehicle as well. And then down below this has the dual exhaust. Now it's time to jump into the interior of the Mazda 3. With the vehicle locked, I'm just going to grab the door handle. You'll hear it automatically unlock. You can use the door handle to, of course, lock the vehicle as well. But taking a look at the door panel now, you'll see there is black leather and black stitching on the armrest, along with some white leather on the insert behind it. The release handle is finished off in chrome, and that trim piece continues onto the back side of the door, just making it flow very nicely. There's more leather and stitching on the top section. This also has a 10-speaker Bose audio sound system. All the window controls and the power mirror adjustments are just above the grab handle, and then down below there's a good amount of storage space in the lower section of the door. But now as we work our way to the interior now, you'll see the leather seats with the white stitching. They have a really nice design to them, and then all of the side controls are down below. And then making our way to the steering wheel, you'll see it's completely covered in black leather, has a really nice feel to it, and then good grips on both sides to place your hands. There's more chrome trim surrounding all of it to give it a really nice look. On the right side is all the cruise control settings. On the left side you have Bluetooth and voice commands along with some radio controls. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster, you'll see the tach on the far left. Engine temperature and fuel gauge are on the right side. The miles per hour is right in the center, along with a small graphics of the Mazda 3, and then the gear indicator is on the bottom. So it has a really nice layout for the gauges. Making our way to the left side of the steering wheel, there's a small compartment down below for anything you'd like to place there. We have some memory seating adjustments, along with being able to pop the rear trunk. You can turn on and off traction control, along with an intelligent safety feature. There is one air vent, and then making our way to the center, we have the 8.8-inch screen. There's a dial down below that I'll show in just a sec to go through all of this information. You can click on the rotary dial to go into the navigation. If you click on the home button, we can go up to entertainment. You have information. We can go all the way down into settings, and you can view your vehicle displays, your sound settings, and other configurations. It's very simple and easy to go through. You'll see all those controls down below here. You have a shortcut to the navigation and music, along with a home and back button, rotary dial right in the center, and then to the right of that you have the volume and power for the radio. It's in a really nice spot. You have a little bit of room in front of that if you want to place any items there. And then working our way down below that, you'll see the entire dash is covered in more leather and stitching. We have an LCD screen for your temperature controls. This does have a dual zone system, so you can adjust the temperature for driver and passenger. Fan speed is right in the center, along with some other restart controls. This does also have heated seats, so you have those controls on both sides as well, along with some more recircs. The engine start-stop button is on the left side. There is a USB port right in the middle here. And then down below, there's a lot of storage space for anything you want to place there, in front of 2 cup holders. And then making our way behind that, you'll see there's a piano black finish surrounding all of these controls with leather on the sides, giving it a really clean look. If I go ahead and pull the release on the front side of the shifter, we can go into reverse, and you'll see the backup camera up here with the guidelines, which is nice to see. We can also go all the way back into drive and pop it over into the sport mode if you'd like to use that. And then just to the left of the shifter, we can go between the normal driving mode and sport mode, so you can place the vehicle into sport mode and use the shifter there if you'd like to. Just behind that, we have the electronic parking brake along with the auto hold assist. We have the leather wrapped armrest. If I pull the release up front, we can slide this back, so you have some adjustments being able to move it forward and back, which is nice. And then from there, we can go ahead and open it up. You'll see there is a divider here that is removable, so you can separate your compartments here if you need to. There's a USB and 12 volt in the front side, and then we can go ahead and slide this all the way forwards. Moving on to the glove box now, there's definitely a lot of room for everything that needs to go there, along with some air vents for the passenger just above that. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats. And then up top, this does have a sunglass holder along with the dome lights. Making our way to the back seats of the Mazda 3 now. I have the front seat set at my height, which is about 5'10". Plenty of room for my feet and my knees here, and I have about 2 or 3 inches above my head. So it's honestly very comfortable in the back. I could have 2 other people right next to me and easily be as comfortable. If we go ahead and pull this center armrest down, if you don't have someone in the middle, that reveals 2 cup holders along with another armrest. So that makes you just a little bit more comfortable. I really like, moving on to the door panel now, the grab handle here almost has a floating design to it. There's a piano black trim piece at the top connecting it to the door there, but it looks really nice. I like the attention to detail that it has. Behind the passenger front seat, there is a small storage area if you need to place any items there, and then the back seats do have a 60-40 split to them. When you use the release located in the trunk, you can go ahead and fold this seat down, and that gives you a lot more area into the back trunk space. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the rear trunk storage space. I'm just going to use the button on the key fob, and you'll see the trunk automatically releases. Then from there we can just open it up the rest of the way. There's actually a lot of space in the trunk with the back seats up. And then when you fold the back seats down using these buttons right here, that opens it up for a lot more space. There's hardly any overhangs, so you can easily put in larger items. And then up underneath the floor, this does have a spare. You have a little bit of hidden storage space if you need to use that. And then up top there is one grab handle, which makes it very easy to close. So getting the 2020 Mazda 3 out on the road now, the only other Mazda I've been behind the wheel of is the Miata. So it's a big change going up to a sedan, but this has been really nice so far. I've put a couple miles on it, and I have no complaints with how it drives. It's very smooth. If you want to drive this every single day, it's going to give you a nice, comfortable ride. It's also going to provide you with a quiet ride as well. You can't really hear any of the wind noise or the road noise. It's very well insulated on the inside. And I like the fact that for this price point, you have a lot of nice materials on the inside. Leather covers a lot. You do have some leatherette covering some of the trim pieces, but it's very nice to see the chrome trim pieces, more of the two-tone leather. It just gives it a really nice design and a really nice feel for this price point. I wasn't expecting to see how this interior was laid out, but there's even two-tone or 2 different colored stitching that runs throughout the interior as well, which makes it very nice. But let's go ahead and talk about the overall visibility. While I'm at a 4-way stop here, it's very easy to see in all directions. I can easily see out of this back glass over my left shoulder, and then over my right side I can easily see out of all of the glass. So it really provides you with an open interior that you can really see all around, which is a plus, especially if you're going to drive this every single day. You're taking this in parking lot situations or just driving in general, it's going to make it a lot easier to see in all directions, which is of course nice. But going back to what it's like to be behind the wheel here, seats are super comfortable. I love the bolstering support here. Steering wheel is in a really good spot and has a good feel to it. And then let's talk about all of the center controls here. It's very nice how that screen is placed far in the dash here, but at the same time, it's in the shade right now. So I have no complaints with being able to see all of this information. It's a very bright and sunny day out, and I have a crystal clear vision of that screen. So it's great how they've placed it in that perfect position. And then you don't have a lot of controls aside from the ones for that center infotainment screen. You have an LCD screen for all of your climate controls, you have your heated seats, some other recirc buttons, and that's pretty much it. So it's a very nice interior. I love vehicles that don't have a lot of buttons. It just cleans it up a lot nicer in my opinion. And then we can go ahead and pop it into sport mode. By doing that, it automatically jumps your RPM about 500 compared to normal mode. And then we can pop it over into the sport mode here for the shifter. Go ahead and give it just a little bit of gas. And we're up to the speed limit just like that. I didn't feel like the vehicle was struggling to get up to speed, so I have no complaints with its power, especially under 200 horsepower. You'd be easily able to merge into traffic or get up to speed in certain situations if you have to. So no issues with that. Putting it back into the normal mode here, just cruising like normal, it rides very well. I'm very impressed. You could have 4 other people in this vehicle with you, and the fact that you can fold the back seats all the way down, and there's really hardly any overhangs into the trunk. So that gives you a lot of room to put in any larger items that you'd like to, which obviously is nice for a daily driver. You have a lot of room for storage and a lot of room for people. If you're looking for a vehicle around this price point, you have pretty much everything that you need without anything that's too overboard. Going around a sharp turn like that wasn't even that bad at all. But so you have everything that you need without going overboard, which is nice to see. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2020 Mazda 3. Once again, huge shout out to Benson, Fiat, and Alfa Romeo for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.